Welcome back to Good Morning San Diego as we continue deeper into January during a historically dry year. In fact, it's by some regards considered the third driest start to a water year here in over 150 years. So we have to talk about it. And right now, San Diegans are bracing for another round of wildfire weather as we're in the midst of it. We're watching what's going up in LA. We're looking at our regional water supply and how it might affect that. Joining me now to discuss this is Senior Water Resource Specialist Efren Lopez. Mr. Lopez, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
I know they don't go directly hand in hand, but when you watch what's going on up in LA, I assume water becomes a big topic of your conversation day to day, 24/7, huh?
Water is a big topic in the Southwest. We have a relatively dry climate, so reliability is very important. And that's something that we want to stress to the community, that we have reliable water supplies. Over the past 3 decades, the San Diego region has invested in infrastructure and storage. So when we have these dry periods, we have reliable water supply.
Efren, it's my impression, and please feel free to correct me, it's my impression that we do a better job of it in San Diego than elsewhere in California as far as capturing our water. Is that an accurate statement to make?
Yes, San Diego definitely has been ahead of the game in terms of preparation, in terms of diversification. Our supplies come from different sources, so we don't rely on hydrology. If it's a dry year like we've had this year, the start to the water year, we start the water year in October, we don't rely so much on rain and the type of hydrology to bring a reliable water supply. We have the Colorado River, which comes from conservation supplies. We have a lot of local supplies. A lot of our member agencies are creating their own local supplies. They're recycling water that we've already used and turning that water into drinking water. So that's a reliable, drought-proof supply.
So it seems to me, in just in the brief time that you and I've chatted, the solution is multiple. Diversification as it relates to water, not to be relying on any one source.
Exactly. You want to have multiple sources of water, so when you have dry years, there's water to pull from reservoirs, from emergency storage, from carryover storage. There's groundwater supply, recycled water. We have a very diverse portfolio, so if we have multiple dry years, we can definitely continue to provide safe and reliable water. Water is very important to the San Diego community for our economy and our quality of life. It's a tourist destination, and we have to have reliable water.
Well, in some of the notes here, I was just reading before you and I chatted, California's 6 mega reservoirs are at 121% of their historic average levels at the beginning of 2025. That's great. But why 6? What if we had 16 mega reservoirs? Would that help the cause if we had more water capture facilities?
Definitely, the county has a lot of reservoirs, and in San Diego County, our reservoirs are mainly for storage. On average year, we might get 11 inches of rain. This year, we should be at around 3 to 4 inches of rain. We've received less than a quarter inch. So it's important to have storage reservoirs to store our imported water. But you're right, after coming 2 years of consecutive wet years, the state has a lot of water in storage. The snowpack is doing great, but it's still early in the water year. We have the rest of January, February, and March to see how the water year plays out. We obviously want more snow.
Yeah, we want more snow, and that snowpack really doesn't help us until springtime when it starts to melt, right? I mean,
exactly. It's like a frozen reservoir.
Right.
So as it starts to get warmer, that water melts into reservoirs, and we use it during the dry, hot periods.
What is the health of the Colorado River in your view? I read a lot of back and forth on it's doing great, it's not, it's at historically low levels. What is the state of the Colorado River as it relates to Californians?
The Colorado River, it's doing better. It's had also 2 consecutive wet years, so the reservoir is staying stable. It's higher than it was a few years ago. And here in San Diego County, we're actually leaving water in Lake Mead, which is a big reservoir in the Colorado River hydrology, to keep the reservoir levels up. If the reservoir levels drop, it can trigger emergency regulations, it can trigger cutbacks to other states. So we want to do as much as we can, and if we're not using the water because we had 2 wet years, we can leave it in Lake Mead, and it's a cost benefit to our ratepayers.
If I promoted you to water czar, what would be the one human behavior that you'd like to see modified as it relates to water usage?
In San Diego, San Diegans know how to conserve water, and they've been doing it for over 30 years. We've cut back on water use by 50%, and obviously population's gone up. There's more businesses.
That's a significant number.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, and that's the reason why we have such reliable water supplies. Is we've already done the conservation, we've already saved water. So, with these dry periods, you want to continue watering your landscapes. You want to continue keeping your soil moist, especially with these wildfires. You want to irrigate your landscapes, and we have reliable water. We've paid for it through our ratepayers, and we can use it. We have enough of it.
Is it too much of a stress to say our water management is one of the reasons why our wildfire situation is better than, say, our brethren to the north, or is that not? Is there no connection?
You know, we definitely have the water supply in case there is another fire in San Diego County. Firefighters, they have enough water supply. Cities and water agencies, they plan for a certain amount of water to be used for fire, and we have enough of it.
Efren, Mr. Lopez, thank you so much for rolling in.
Thank you for having us.
Where can people find out more about what you do? Where do they find you on the internet?
You know, visit us at our website at San Diego County Water Authority.org, and you can find information on rebates, on programs, and anything else you want to read about.
Efren, you've been a great guest. Thank you for rolling in.
Thank you for having us.